Hey guys, welcome back to the time between Christmas and New Year's. It's the dead week. So we're thinking about what are we going to do and how are we going to do stuff here. So we want you to give us topics. Drop topics below that you want us to talk about, and we're excited to talk about them. But today we have a reblend. We're going to answer the question, is it a banger or is it a bust? All next on the Zeal Cigar Review. This is Abe Flores's coup de grace, his Crown Victoria, his everything cigar. This is his 10-year anniversary cigar. This is the White Churchill. This is his best Cuban banger cigar, if you would, the highest premium level. Now, I love this cigar. JB and I have smoked it, but we have a problem. He's done a reblend. And the question we're going to ask today, is it a good reblend or is it a bad reblend? JB, why do people do reblends? Isn't there an endless amount of tobacco on God's green earth? Tell me.
You know, I've always wondered that myself.
Right.
But generally speaking, a lot of it has to do with either the crop's not yielding anymore, maybe they can't get that specific tobacco anymore, maybe they're not purchasing from that farm anymore, maybe they're purchasing from a whole completely different farm, maybe they're using a whole different factory.
Okay.
It's hard to say. I think there's a lot of different factors that could go into that, and I think the easiest way to do it is just say that they did it, and we're either going to like it or we're not.
So this is not his first reblend. He actually reblended the El Criolito, which is our Cuban-esque, un-Cuban, if you would, which I love. And that was a good reblend. I loved it. I thought it was great, and most people loved it.
It lightened up a little bit.
Right,
I think it took a little bit of some spice out of it.
Absolutely.
But generally speaking, I think if you gave me one then and now, I would probably have a little bit of a hard time noticing because it's been so long since I smoked the original.
I actually like the original a lot, and I like the reblend a ton. So that's a really good reblend. And sometimes this happens in the cigar industry when somebody has a really good cigar, and because of whatever circumstance, they decide to reblend it. Maybe it's repackaging and everything like that. Now, the packaging on the reblend right here is not very different from the original. It looks just the same, actually. So this is the same, the White Churchill. Now, this is not the White Churchill. That's the White Churchill. This is just a Robusto, I believe. So the White Churchill is a little bit thicker, if you would, than this. I'd say that's what, a 56, 57?
Yeah, it's like a 5x56 or something like that.
This is a 52 or a 50, somewhere in that. So we're not comparing apples to apples, but we're not doing oranges, to apples for sure. We're definitely around the same blend. So we're gonna smoke the original cigar, and then we're going to smoke this one and tell you what the difference is and if it's worth the reblend. But in order to do that, you know what we got to do? We got to cut, light, and smoke.
I will say, just generally looking, the newer ones are a little bit lighter.
Okay.
And it looks less, the tobacco looks less like broadleafish.
Okay.
That would be my first impression.
So that's for reference. You can see what JB's talking about. One definitely seems a little bit a hue redder, if you would, the original from the new one. But we're going to put these to the test and find out. But now this was blended to compete with the Romeo Julieta White Churchill from Cuba, which it does a really good job of competing with it. It's a very good cigar. So a lot of people like the bigger ring gauge, the wider Churchill, meaning it's not really a Churchill. It doesn't have the 7 inches in length, but it does have that Cuban-esque taste. Decent amount of smoke, very hayish. There's a very, very big part of this that's hayish. Good cigar, very good cigar. I would say though, like of the Cuban-esqueness to it, it does have a slight bit more pepper than I remember.
I was thinking the same thing about this one, and I'm smoking the reblend, so I was kind of thinking that myself.
Now, this is the very first cigar of the day for me, so. Sometimes when you have your very first cigar, it's a little bit of peppery anyways, just by nature of the fact your palate's getting used to it again. I didn't smoke anything, literally anything, over the Christmas break. I was too busy with Christmas. What did you get for Christmas, JB? Do you think cool?
Yeah, I had, my mom sent me the Greek honey. And
that's right.
The chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
And then my wife got me a nice bottle of bourbon.
That's awesome, dude.
You
obviously didn't bring it to share or anything like that.
Yeah, so no, this one. You know what's funny? She was like, "You and Brad are gonna want to do a video on this." I think the bourbon might be called the Representative or something like that. I'll have to send it to you. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But instead of saying aged 4 years, it says aged 2 congressional terms. And she's like, "Yeah, you and Brad are probably gonna want to do a video on this. Really ornate wax seal at the top. white, really beautiful.
Why'd you bring it in?
Because I tried it.
Oh. Oh, was it good? Was it good?
Very good.
Oh, okay. So that means there will not be a video on this. That JB's gonna keep it all for himself.
There will be a video if we can find a bottle that doesn't involve using mine. I'm gonna be a little stingy on this one.
Well, I got a griddle for my Weber grill.
Oh, okay.
So I've got like a flat top now. So like half the grates come off.
Are you being told to cook your bacon outside?
Yeah, dude. I was cooking bacon, pork belly from Rocky Mountain Bacon. So I got it from them and cooked up this incredible. I'll show you some pictures and everything. Incredible pork belly bacon. Some of the best bacon I've ever had. I had a bunch of bacon burgers, bacon and steak, bacon and everything this weekend. So it was bacon Christmas.
Is that grumpy old man?
Yeah.
For breakfast I had bacon. For lunch, a pack of bacon.
For
a snack, a pack of cigarettes.
It was so good. It was really, really good. So, enjoying the griddle. A little hard to clean, but really, really enjoying it. Well, I'm kind of into this right now. I think it's very Cuban-esque, very good. I remember it from before. But why don't you try it? There you go. Try that and see. And I'm going to light up the other one. I'm not going to say anything, so I hear what you have to say. So now you've tasted this, and you've tasted this. Which one do you naturally prefer more? I brought my dog to work. Can you guys see my dog in the background? You're going to see him turn around and stuff like that. Hey, buddy. Hey, bud. Hey, guys. You want to say hi to the camera? You say hi. Okay, you can definitely taste the difference, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if this is going to change getting into it a little bit more or not, but yeah, there's a difference. That one, the original Wide Churchill currently, again, different sizes too, but way more smooth cream. Way creamier. This got a little bit more bite to it.
It also has something else. Can you taste that? Can you taste there's a certain note on there that is very prominent. That's not on the other one. Did you taste the note that I was talking about on here? That I think is different from the original?
Is it woodiness?
I think it's almost like a woody, slight cream, but I hear just a slight hint
Sturdier.
of like a vanilla bean.
But not as, like this is really prominent on that like vanilla or creaminess.
100%. On the creaminess, I don't taste vanilla in that whatsoever. I would say I like the new blend better. That's my opinion. I think it's a tad sweeter than the old blend. Do you think that, or do you prefer the old blend? The old blend I think is more Cuban-esque, to be honest with you. I think it definitely has more Cuban-esque notes to it, but this has a little more sweetness and a complexity of wood that isn't in that one. Isn't in the original blend.
Yeah, for me the original blend is airy, creamy, little bit of light spice and grassiness. This has a lot more, little bit more body, a little bit more white pepper. It doesn't seem as grassy.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not as smooth, even though there is some smoothness still to it. That one was almost silky creamy. This one still, although has some creaminess, little bit more body to it. That's the best way I can describe it.
I would agree there's more body to this one, but I would put on as a caveat that this has a sweeter overall retrohale than the first one. It's got a sweetness on the retrohale the other one didn't have that I think is really, really unique and very good. It's not nearly as Cuban-esque though. I don't have a whole lot of grass and hay in this one. This is a daggone good cigar though, man. It's very good. I know you're not a Connecticut guy, in that regard, but it's a good cigar.
I think I would prefer the original at this moment.
Okay.
And again, I don't know if it's a size thing, right? But to me, that is more enjoyable to my palate. For a consistent basis smoke.
This new one,
when you get into it more, there's even more similarities I think you'll find when you get a little bit more.
The new blend has more of a, what would you call it, wood? Mm-hmm. I would call it leather. I would say there's a leatheriness to it, a leather sweetness to it that is not found in the first one. Like on
the finish, yeah.
Yeah, really on the finish and on the retrohale.
Or if you don't get a lot of smoke.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
I'm having a hard time with this one staying lit for some reason.
This one's doing fine. I would say the reblend is better, in my opinion. You want to go with the original. You would say the original is better.
I think this would interest more people
Oh, really? Okay.
because it's more complex
Yes.
and you still get that creamy sweetness out of it.
Okay.
But for me, I would prefer that one on a regular basis because I like that lighter, smooth. When I want a Connecticut, I want it to taste like that most of the time
Here's where you're wrong.
because I like the showtime.
Here's where you're wrong. This is, and you've been wrong a lot. It's okay though, because we're doing a Christmas episode. And it's a season for forgiving. Okay.
If one of us is Tiny Tim, it ain't me.
Here's
Mr. Neat.
Here's my question. What I think this is going for is more the boutique audience.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I would say this is going for the boutique audience, and that is more the mainline Cuban audience.
Yeah.
This is more the boutique cigar versus like a mainline.
I haven't
Cuban-esque.
smoked a My Father Connecticut in a long time, but I would almost bet I would prefer this one.
I prefer this to a lot of Connecticut's already.
Yeah, I would probably prefer this one.
Have you guys tried the new 10th anniversary Limitada by PDR cigars? If you have, drop a comment below and let us know your thoughts on this cigar. And if you had the original Wide Churchill, what were your thoughts on the original cigar? I like the new blend. I think it goes after the boutique market in a way that really makes a lot of Connecticut's out there, you know, the bang for the buck if you're going to get it. Because everyone's got Connecticut's out there. It's one of the most popular leafs out there to smoke. If you want to try this is a very good cigar. I would absolutely recommend you try. Now, I would say that in order to get the best out of it, you definitely want to drink something with it and pair coffee with it if you're going to compare the two. We didn't really do that today, but make sure you do when you're comparing the two, if you want to compare the two in your own home experiment. So for the Zeal cigar review, what are you going to say something?
I was gonna say I could be crazy, but I've started learning something. I need to start asking manufacturers what size they blended the cigar in originally. Normally, 9 times out of 10, it's a Toro.
Yeah, of course.
But I
or Robusto.
wonder if that was blended in the Wide Churchill originally. So I wonder if the Wide Churchill version of this
Fair.
is similar or not, right?
Yeah, that's fair. That's
So
fair.
if you're ever curious about what a blender intended to blend to taste like, find out what they blended it in. Normally it's a Toro, but it could be something else.
Absolutely. Well, guys, that's all we got for today. So for the Zeal cigar review, I've been Bradley. He's been JB, and we're out of here like last year. Peace.